All right. Hello. Good morning. Sorry
Hello,
we are
hello.
a bit late. Had some technical challenges here, but we are good and so excited to be here. Welcome to Conversations to Raise Vibrations. I am your host, Lisa Kelly. And as always, I'm joined by the beautiful Elvira Hopper. Hello. Good morning.
So good to
I
see you,
love
beautiful.
Yes, so good to see you too. Both of us just said how much we love doing this show. So,
Mm.
if you're joining us live, hopefully you can give StreamYard or you have given StreamYard permission to share your name. Otherwise, when the comments come up, it just shows up as Facebook user. And if you're watching later, hit hashtag replay. And of course, even if you've watched, please head over to our beautiful YouTube channel, Conversations to Raise Vibrations, because these are uploaded every Wednesday, usually later in the day. So, good morning. How are we today, Elvira?
Oh my goodness, so good, so good. So many amazing things are happening left, right, and center, and I'm in awe of it. Like just crazy cool things, and I really believe that the more we do our inner work, the more we get into alignment with who we truly are, as I like to say, and I will, this is my battle cry till I die. We got to get aligned, authentic, and fully self-expressed. The more I do my inner work, the more my world changes, and just amazing things are happening all around me. So I cannot be more grateful. And it's not to say that crappy things don't happen too, but you don't let the crappy things get to you when you've got a purpose that's bigger than you, right?
I
So
love it.
yeah,
I love
yeah.
it. Beautiful. Well, today we are going to chat about, I was just sharing with Elvira, talk about
Mm.
crappy things. I have some things going on in my life, and it feels like it's never ending. And I feel like today I'm going to get really vulnerable on this call. And today I just sat and I said to the universe, I'm scared. I don't know where I'm meant to go or what I'm meant to do with this. And because it feels bigger than me, right? That's the illusion, but it feels bigger than me. And I pulled a card from my favorite deck that I haven't pulled from in a while, actually. It's called Sacred Rebels.
Mm.
I really love Alana Fairchild and her cards. So anyway, after I said that, I just shuffled, put my energy in the card, and I pulled up. It's you can't make this shit up,
No.
right? So faith in the process.
Mm.
We're gonna be speaking to whoever on here is maybe going through a challenge in their life and where it does feel like, oh my gosh, insurmountable, you get through this. And as Alana Fairchild talks in, and all these are channeled, she says it feels like the wheels are falling off the trolley, so to speak.
Mm.
That's kind of what it feels like. And I understand. And Elvira, you've had times like that where it feels like fallen off the trolley and you have no idea. So I'll just read a little piece of this because it is quite long. But no matter how powerful we are, how much courage and strength we have, there are times when we can't quite move ourselves along to the next phase of life or creative exploration. At such times, we need some divine intervention, a little help in pulling our trolley along, so to speak. When we are at the edge of our own limits and have no more personal resources, we might be left with one only spiritual power, that of faith. And fortunately, that is enough.
Mm.
And then, so then I'll pull a little bit from this as we speak. But it just
I got chills. Yeah.
Spoke to my soul. So what are your thoughts about that?
Oh, just chills. Just I'm always in awe, and not surprised by, but always in awe of how the universe just brings us the right message at the right time.
Right.
And that, these cards are basically like they're oracle cards, angel cards, whatever you want to call them, because we need these messages of hope and peace and higher purpose, because like we're human, as much as we're divine, we still have these human meat suits. And so we fall prey to forgetting who we truly are, and that we are divine, and that we are one with the divine, and therefore we're supported by the divine. It's just our humanness. And so I have so much compassion for humanness, because my God, I've lived in many shit shows of humanness for many years. And I'm blessed to say that they're a lot less. I get out of them faster because I've got, such an amazing mindset that serves me, that's serving humanity now through my amazing team. And I am, just always, like I said, in awe, and yet not surprised by these messages. And so for me, Lisa, it's just further confirmation of you're on the right track. You have ultimate faith in the divine, and keep going. Just keep going. That's what I'm getting from that.
Yeah, I love it.
How about you?
I love it. And the piece that stuck out to me too, I mean, all of it stuck out to me, but the piece where, because I've been wondering, what am I doing wrong? What did I do wrong? Should I do this? Should I have done that? Yada, 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 right? Like those are stories that run through your head, right? So it's stopping the stories. No, I didn't do anything wrong. And I know that in my heart, but you start to wonder, okay, has the universe forgotten about me? Have they... are they punishing me for something, and on and on. But this part, you're in a situation where you cannot set right the course of events all by yourself. This is an indication that you've done something wrong, nor does this suggest that you are not strong enough. It is a sign that there is something bigger unfolding in your life, and your willpower will be supplemented by the power of life itself. Sometimes a bigger plan needs to manifest for the benefit of humanity on the earth. And you need to shift your perspective to realize that you are part of a greater unfoldment of life. Your individual life serves the greater plan, and that you are not separate from its genius. And that's what's happening now. And this is when it calls on all the faith and all the surrender that you can muster, right? And just trusting that there is a bigger plan, that the universe is there for you, that, the universe hasn't forgotten about you, that you didn't do something wrong. This is just, you need some help. And that's okay, because it's so big, you can't do it alone. And nor are we meant to do life alone either. I don't believe we're meant to do it alone. I think there is a greater divine beings that are helping us along every step, and can see way more than our physical eyes can see. Right?
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
Right?
Oh, I love it. I love it, Lisa. And and I really, I know that there's days where, we feel it, we're on top of the world, and it's easy to have faith when things are going our way. And it's trickier to have faith when things aren't going our way. And yet those are the times when we need to really dig in and know, you got me. You got me, whatever you believe in, nobody was created by accident. We are not these, cosmic jokes, here for no reason. You were called to this work. You wouldn't have how many women now in your group?
22,000 women in this
22,000 women were drawn to you, your energy, your group for a reason, Lisa, because you're not meant to do this alone. And, there's something that needs, still, we're always shifting. We're always getting to our next level. And I feel like something is coming that is going to allow, this movement to get to its next level. Right. And the fact that you're feeling this way right now, Lisa, is perfect, because there's a lot of women feeling that right now. So you relate to them. You are relatable because of your experience. Yeah. So if you could shift to a place of gratitude, thank you, universe, for showing me that I can still get stuck, because I can be a leader for these people. We don't have to be perfect as leaders. We just have to be real. We just have to show up authentically, doing our thing that we encourage everyone to do. And that's the inner work. And that's the connecting to your higher purpose. And you're doing it. You're in the midst of it right now. And so am I. And so our lives aren't perfect, Lisa, but we have an amazing toolbox and mentors and coaches that we can call on to support us on our journey. And right now, I know you're going through a big program right now, just to support you. If it's okay to say, can I say what program you're going through? Yeah. Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, they're powerful. They can help people shift, right? And for me, you might have remembered this from my story, but Tony Robbins had saved my life at one point when I was going from the lab into big pharma. And so I'm super grateful for his teachings. But yet when I hit rock bottom, his
Yeah.
teachings do it for me, because I was meant to usher something new that did
Yeah.
save me. That's more divine feminine. His is more masculine, in your face. And so, but all modalities matter, right? This is what the
Yeah.
miracle magnet movement is about. So right now, this modality of Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, 1+1 = 11, right? Just like you and I are 1+1 = 11.
Yeah.
So this combination of Tony and Dean is, that sounds like a band, Tony and Dean. Anyway, this combination of Tony and Dean is the modality you need right now.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, spirit brought you to this modality. So you're getting what you're meant to get out of it. And the breakdowns are not like, oh my God, getting stuck for days, weeks, months, in my case, years, It's for you to transform. And now you've got other modalities that can help your people, right? You're probably going to get a few new pieces from Tony and Dean, that you can share with your women, right? And
I
so,
can't wait, because I've already gotten pieces that I've thought.
yay! Tell us one.
We'll add this to our group, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I just talking. Dean talked about the bridge. Like, here we are as coaches in the bridge, and then he talked about the boat. And so there's a piece on the ship where it feels like you're dipping down, which is kind of how I'm feeling right now. Like you're dipping down, but then it always shifts. It always shifts itself, and you end up coming up to the point where it's balanced.
I love that.
Nothing is permanent. So
Yes.
that's the other piece, Tony talks about, is your problems aren't permanent. My problems are not permanent. And I know that. Deep down, I do know that. I think years ago, I might have, sunk so low into that area of the ship.
Yeah, same. I lost 4 years of my life to that. Yeah.
Right? And now I know enough of that self-talk to know, okay, I know that I'm going through something, but this isn't permanent. Yeah. I can at least say that to myself now. This is not permanent. Things shift, things change. Energy, right?
Yeah.
The only thing that's permanent is your soul.
Yeah. I love that. I love that.
There's nothing else in this entire world that is permanent. Right?
Yeah. And think of it this way. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, whatever anybody's going through, it's not permanent.
It's not
and that
permanent.
feels good to me. That feels good. I think, it isn't permanent. And I just keep replaying that over and over in my head. So if you're someone who's going through something, just remember, energy moves and shifts. It always flows. It's not stagnant. So this, whatever the problem is, it's just energy. It's just energy, and it's going to shift and it's going to move. So just remember that. No matter whether it's relationship issues, financial issues, career issues, anything that you're going through, it's not permanent.
Yeah. And I jumped in earlier to say, keep in mind, you have survived 100% of all the things that you thought would take you out. You survived all of those, right? So why won't you survive this? Why won't you get to the other side of this with hopefully some new learning, some new teachings? Because of your transformation, you can help others. And that's what we do as light and shadow workers, Lisa. We have to live our shit shows in order to show others what's possible for them, in order to hold up the torch and say, follow me, I know the way. In fact, I have a shortcut.
Yes. And Tony talks about that as well, right? Which we talk about, you and I talk about all the time. There is a shortcut, because we spent years and years.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that we don't go through shit right now, but we can move through it quicker.
Yes, we shift faster. We can shift so fast that so they talk about, Landmark Education is another more masculine energy program. Yeah. And the leaders in that program are said to shift so quickly out of their story, out of their, getting what they call it, getting off it. They get off it so quickly, you don't even know they were on it. So that's what happens when we become leaders and we're able to apply the teachings and tools that saved us, and we're able to shift quickly. So for me, there was a time when I was such a freaking victim, and I spent, days, weeks, months, years, twice times two. Twice for 2 years. So basically lost 4 years of my life to a deep depression, anxiety, panic attacks, all of that, because I didn't have these teachings and tools. Yeah. However, how credible am I today to say, I did this. This is 13 years and counting now that I've not gone back to that darkness. Yeah, I
Mhm.
still struggle, but I'm able to get out of it so I don't stay stuck in the darkness and I don't
Yeah.
have to go to depression, anxiety, and panic disorder. Yeah, I still have things that aren't great. Like my Facebook was hacked recently. I had a problem with this hip. Like also, still Facebook isn't back. I've got like pages that people have hijacked. But you know what? I'm
Yes.
okay. I'm
Yeah.
okay. And there was a time when I would have felt like such a victim out of that situation, right?
Yeah. And that's what happens to us, right? We go down in that victim mode, which I kind of for a little bit got, okay, why isn't the universe helping me? Maybe I'm being punished. That's a victim mode.
Yeah.
But then when you quit, I was able to shift that story quite quickly,
Yeah.
because I know that's not true.
Thank
But
you. I snap for you. Yes.
when you have faith and truly surrender in the process, that's actually an empowering moment. That's actually an empowering moment,
Yeah.
right? Because you're no longer in victim, you're just surrendering,
Yeah.
whatever that looks like for you, right?
Surrender is everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And Gabby Bernstein says, when you think surrender again and again and again.
Yeah.
And what I find sometimes I have to do, right, is just repeat the words, I surrender. I surrender. I don't know what you want from me, but I surrender.
Yeah.
And that could be a mantra all day long. That's
Yeah.
okay. At least you're doing the work.
Yeah.
If you feel the anxiety, you feel whatever you're going through, but then you start numbing out on all the other things, whatever, binge watching,
shopping, eating. Yeah.
Right? Social media is a big one.
Yeah.
When you start binging or numbing out, as we like to say, on all those things, then you're not really surrendering, right?
You're avoiding.
So surrendering isn't giving up either. So I have clients say, well, isn't surrendering giving up? No, absolutely not. It's actually the opposite.
Surrender is faith. Surrender is faith.
Yes. It's faith. It's showing that you have, I surrender to this because I can't do this alone. And I know, and you have a bigger picture on life. You can see my physical eyes can't see, right?
Yeah.
Whoever your higher power is, God, source energy, light, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But that's what I think,
Yeah. Such truth, Lisa. And you know what? And with all due respect to you and to me, because I was this way in a big way, I managed to really, I've done a lot of work on this piece, but I used to be a control freak and a perfectionist, and I needed to know the hows, right? And so I feel like in some ways, Lisa, you still have more energy to clear around control and needing to know the how, right? Like I'm just slightly ahead of you in that way, and I see you and I have so much compassion for you, but I feel like this situation is allowing you to go deeper into surrender and not overthink and go to needing to know everything, needing to know the how, right? So common. It's so common, Lisa. But thank God you're like that, because other women can see what's possible for them as you go through it.
Yeah, I agree.
Am I right?
Yes, no, 100%. And the beautiful thing, and I've had conversations with my husband, my daughter, the beautiful thing is that I'm able to reflect on my shit. It's okay for me to say, you know what? I still feel like I want to control things. I know that's part of my work here on this earth. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been put into this body and these physical experiences that, that wouldn't be my work. But I know that's part of my work. But I'm able to say that out loud.
Yeah, you are radically self-aware. This is what we talk about. When you do the inner work, you need to get radically self-aware. You can't be oblivious and just numb out and binge things because you don't want to look at yourself, right? You need to become, when you're, feeling like a victim and you're blaming and shaming or, saying life is shitty or whatever, and you're pointing your finger, you got to look back at yourself. That's where the radical self-awareness comes in. And you've got that in spades, Lisa. So yeah,
100%. And it's taking responsibility, right? When we talk about cause and effect, being responsible for everything that shows up in your life. And you might not think it because, hey, as you just said, like it's way easier to point fingers at somebody else. than it is to look at yourself.
Yeah.
Way easier. Perfect example. Yesterday, I had this conversation with my daughter. She's planning the wedding, and she was upset. Her fiance's away right now, and she was upset at, I don't even remember, but it was, and I heard both ends of the conversation because she had him on speaker. So I heard him and I heard her. And did you hear what he said? And I said, I heard what you said too. Well, what is that? You always stick up for him. I said, no. I said, I'm in the middle. I'm neutral because I don't care either way. I'm just telling you, what was your part in that? Let's look at that first. And it was interesting because she just kept wanting to look at his. And I said, I'm not
pointing the fingers. Yeah.
I'm not going there, looking at you. What is your part? And I remember even when she was a kid coming home from school and she'd talk about a fight she had with a kid at school or whatever. And I said, well, what was your part in this? Always I would say that. So I did try to instill responsibility from a young age in her because I just knew, right? Like even when I started this work, sitting in a basement apartment and I found the law of attraction, and I was like, wow, amazing. My thoughts create my reality, and I found all of this stuff. And I was like, so even back then, 23 years ago, I was astonished at my thoughts create my reality. And that's when I started to realize I have to take control of my responsibility, radical responsibility for everything that shows up in my life. I might not like it, but I have to do it. So,
I love that.
And I teach that to my clients. The first thing when clients come to me is we're going to talk about cause and effect. You are absolutely responsible for everything that shows up in your life, right? Yeah. So, and like we just said, it's having faith in the process. It doesn't mean you're a bad person because things are showing up, or you've got challenges, or you've got financial challenges, or whatever. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. Yeah. It means there's something bigger unfolding for you, for the greater whole of the universe. Because we're not all interjoined. So we are not this sole person and we're doing this by ourselves. Things are happening. It's like the ripple effect, right? Yeah. Drop a pebble in the water and watch the ripple. And that's exactly what we are as human beings, right?
Yeah. Amen. Amen to that. Yeah. Oh, I love that, Lisa. Yeah. Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. Do you want to read a bit more from the book? Is there anything else you want to share? Yeah.
I hope that's okay, but there's just so much in here. This is time for humility and trust. You need complete faith in the processes and events that are happening. There is nothing to worry about. You will be moved most fully and easily, and with the most grace and assistance through your faithful surrender. Ironically, it is through complete surrender and total faith that we become the most empowered. When we are no longer trying to impede the perfection of the greater plan, we can be aligned with and moved by the process, having faith in the benevolence of life rather than harboring the suspicion that life is seeking to catch us out, have a joke at our expense, or carelessly toss us about as though we have no meaning. Then we can relax a little.
Oh my God, that just makes me cry.
I know, right? Having faith
so beautiful.
Gives you space to be curious about what is taking place and to relax enough to be open to what we are most in need of, even if we aren't exactly sure what that is or how it can happen. The guidance from this oracle comes direct from the greater source of life itself. There is now an opportunity for you to be moved from the situation you are currently in to the next chapter in your life story. And you can't do it on your own. It is too big of a shift. It needs the grace of life to intervene on your behalf.
Wow.
Isn't that?
That is so beautiful. You got to send that to me, Lisa. Please take pictures and text it to me after.
So incredibly beautiful, right?
Yeah. Thank you for pulling that card today. We so needed that.
Yeah, I give thanks to the universe for this because holy crap.
Yeah.
Like, okay. And here I am looking for answers too, right?
Yeah.
For answers and just show me and all the rest, and then sit down. And I just kind of glanced over and I thought, I haven't pulled one of those cards in a while. So again, guiding to move over. I didn't have to pull a card, but when I jumped on here, I thought, well, I'm going to do it. So
yeah.
Isn't that
oh my God. That is so beautiful, and I'm sharing that card with my another fellow goddess sister that I'm meeting with after our show, and we're going to be brainstorming how to create this project that we're doing at the top level that you know about the global retreat centers. And I'm hoping she becomes our project manager, and I'm hoping that she can realize that her purpose is so much bigger than she thought. And right now, she has kind of struggled, and I'm going to show her this card and the reading so that she can come back to herself, and we can start this beautiful meeting today in the highest vibration way. So yeah, so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, I'm so grateful that the universe shared it with us. I really am.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a beautiful show, as always. Such a beautiful show. Right? I'm so grateful.
I love it.
I really, really am. I'm so grateful for you and just your presence.
So grateful.
I really, really am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, my love.
And thank you to everyone that was able to jump and to those that will watch later. I really hope you do, because it was one of the beautiful shows. Facebook,
and share it with anyone who's struggling right now. Let them know that they are exactly where they're supposed to be, and invite them to surrender to their higher power, whatever they believe in, and know that they're not created by accident, like that card talked about. And that's what made me teary. You know, people that think that they might be a joke. There's no jokes. You know, the universe, spirit, source, God does not create accidents. We're all here to serve in a way that only we can. And we need to do the inner work so we can connect with what that is.
I agree. I love it so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to all of you. We just had a Facebook user say great conversation. So I'm going to jump over to Facebook and see who that is. Thank you so much. We love you. And until next week, we'll see you then.
Mwah.
Bye for now.
Bye.